What is going on, my people? Now we're back with a part 2. If you haven't seen part 1, go ahead to this playlist, go look at part 1 for Ron Logan. Now we are on part 2. This is the search warrant affidavit that was completed by an FBI agent or FBI officer, and we are on point 25. Like I said, if you haven't seen part 1, go check out part 1. Now we went over a few things in part 1. This is going to be a wrap up, but there are a couple things that I do want to touch on before kind of wrapping this whole thing up. And we are on line 25. Now you can look this up. You can read along with me. Line 25 says, Logan met up with law enforcement officers on February 17th, 2017 while they were on his property. Logan was physically able to get up and down the hill from his home to the crime scene. Now I'm going to play a clip right now. Roll it.
All right, so guys down the hill. It comes this way. What I found odd is that there is a weathered tarp here. I'm not sure how long it has been here, but yeah, I'll take you down the hill. Woo. As long as I don't fall. I tore up my coat pretty good on some thorny bushes. But yeah, down the hill would be this way. There are two paths. This one's etched out a little bit, which tells me that people have definitely come this way before. Plenty of times.
Now, as you see from that video, it's a pretty steep hill, and I always thought, because they put the older sketch, the sketch of someone older out there, would an older person be able to not only control two teenagers, but also get down the hill themselves? And it was in February, so it was cold, it was most likely wet, so I always thought about that was very interesting. Line 26, on March 14th, this was maybe about a month after they originally met with him, they met with his housemate. Now, this was a woman housemate. They did have a romantic relationship, and we're going to call her Sandy from now on. So it says Sandy resided with Logan from about September 2016 through December of 2016. So Sandy was in a sexual relationship with Logan on and off for about 3 years. During the interview with law enforcement officers, Sandy said that when she first learned that Abigail Williams and Liberty German were missing and found dead near his home, she originally thought that Logan was involved. Sandy also said in an interview that she feared Logan and that also had told her baby fathers that if she ever ended up dead or missing, Logan did it. Now, line 27, on March 14th, 2017, Sandy explained in her interview that with Logan that he had been violent in the past. Sandy explained that on July 4th, on 2016, while at his home, he had punched her in the face, knocking her down, and explained that she was the only one drinking and that Logan was completely sober while this happened. And the reason why he did that was because he said that she disrespected him in his own home. But he was sober. Now, this is what I thought was also very telling. On line 28, February 13th, now this would have been around the time that the girls went missing. Family began searching the area of where he lived initially around 3 p.m. Liberty German's family and other community members joined thereafter. They started searching for the girls. Now remember, on that day, around the time that they started, searching for the girls, he said that he was on his way to the aquarium when his cousin gave him a ride. Remember, he called his cousin to come up with that alibi that day. Now, sure, he could have picked just the complete wrong timeline for these girls to go missing on his property to go to the aquarium. But how would he know specifically around the timeline? He said he needed to be gone from like 2 around 5 or something like that. Sure, you may have picked a timeline that the girls may have not been found, but to know the approximate time for which the crime would have been done always struck me. Now it says here, a search warrant of the database revealed that 15 tips, and we'll continue, in which citizens had both known and anonymously attributed to the crime to Logan for various reasons. Basically, they're saying 15 different people who didn't know each other, totally random, basically were like, I think it's him. What are the odds? And again, allegedly, this is all alleged. I am speculating once again, but this is very interesting information. It says here, based on the facts that they were able to prove, Logan was in the area around the time that the crime occurred, and then he provided false information about his activities during the crime to law enforcement, basically after. He's been violent in the past. He's tried to call his cousin to come up with a fucking alibi about where he was during the time that these girls went missing. I also read some things that I wasn't able to prove this, but I also read that while they were on his property, he was kind of like giving them their run around, which then led in time that they weren't searching for the girls. So if he had complied and if he was telling the truth from the beginning, it's possible that they would have found the girls actually that day rather than the whole day after. Another weird thing was, yeah, he was convicted for those traffic violations that they were able to prove were false. If it was pretty known and it was pretty well documented that he was habitually driving without his license, why did he only get in trouble for the violations that happened on the girls' day that they went missing? So then, as he's being sentenced in, this whole no driving order thing, the judge asked him if he wanted to speak. Logan said, maybe in the future no one else will be murdered in my backyard. To the surprise of his own attorney, when asked if he wished to speak up for himself. What the fuck? And again, this can all be, really bad luck on his part. It could be a coincidence. But the fact that all of these coincidences and the fact that a judge put him away for 4 years over a traffic violation, and then when the public asked, this was also before Richard Allen got caught, mind you. This is all before Richard Allen got caught. When they asked, they did a press conference and they asked, is the public in danger? Is the public at any risk for anything else happening? They said no. Without Richard Allen getting caught. Did they originally think that this was their killer? And that's why no danger would have been in the community? It makes me think, y'all. It makes me think. And that's all I got. Now, again, Ron Logan has passed. He did pass away in 2022. But the facts that the FBI were able to confirm and other police forces and agents that were able to confirm are nonetheless, they're noteworthy. They do make me think. But yeah, as always, I love you guys, and I will see y'all later. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I really want to know your thoughts on this one. I'll see you later.